morning. Happy tea time with me. Morning, Jen. Morning, my Brandy. I'm back. I got a little sun on our second day because the rain followed us to Louisiana. We brought them the rain. But I have something exciting in my mug because I got sent tea. So non-sponsored, this is Bigelow's Constant Comment. It's black tea. It's a secret recipe of orange rind and sweet spice. So it's a little spicy. It's got some orange in it, which I love citrus, and it's pretty good. Morning, Rita. I didn't add any creamer. I just added as a little sweetener because I like my drinks sweet. So, yeah, Constant Comment by Bigelow, not sponsored, is pretty tasty. So, awesome. It's a new week. It's a new start. What's on your mind today? What's motivating you? Hi, Rach D. It's good to see you. I am super exciting. Yeah, Bigelow usually has some good teas. They do. Not as much as some of my favorite teas, but we're seeing if they'll sponsor us. I am super excited. So I'm going to share a link with you guys because if you're new to my channel or you don't know, I write romance suspense under S.A. Crow, but I have another pen name. It doesn't have a book out yet, but is going to have Kindle Vella soon and Wattpad for those not in the U.S. So head on over to this link.
Did Rach get the name of those ladies selling teas?
I met some lovely ladies at the Ren Fair, and they were selling teas. So I have 4 of them now. Ooh, send us the link. Send us the link. But this link is to that other pen name, or you can just search for author Anne Crow and sign up for my newsletter because some new stuff is coming. So yeah, I'm really excited about that. Also, here is, I'm going to give you guys a link because this book promo is so awesome. So, oh, that's a big link. I also shared it, I shared it in my community tab. So head on over to the community tab and there is a book promo for KE's book. Oh, I'm excited for her. Just a second. I need to hand my phone off. Yeah, if you go to my comment link, my community tab on YouTube, you can see the video for KE's book promo. It's awesome. So happy. Also, thank you. Okay. So I have, of course, our lovely people at Writers Write have, these are just not coming across. I don't know what's going on. But check out Writers Write Co. Yeah. 31 writing. Good morning, love. So if you go to Writers Write, if you just search for that, oh, I love you too. They have a prompt list for May because, you know, you want to write, gosh. And today's prompt for our daily writing prompt is she was allergic to lavender. I can't wait to see if anybody comes up with something. Oh my gosh. So, yeah, I have a little video to share with you guys because you guys know I went to Louisiana. So I'm going to share just a tiny bit of where we were in Gross Tate. So, hope you enjoyed that little bit of where we were. Thank you, Brandy. I'm not a good passenger even in a video. Oh no. So today I started some edits. I'm also going to be starting some revisions and getting them ready for Kindle Vella. I'm going to get at least 5 later, baby. At least 5 episodes ready before I start posting them. So sign up for that newsletter link on Ann Crow. Let me go back to that. Where was it? Back to this link. Sign up for the newsletter because I will be posting stuff. Bye, honey. Oh my goodness. Jen's playing some Skyrim because she finished her morning pages. And yeah. So my talk today with you guys, my, poll as you were, is how do you feel about writing prompts? Do you use them? Do you wait for a really good one? My sign up link says unpublished. That is very weird. Okay. Give me just a second. So, what do you guys think about writing prompts? Okay, so let's see what we've got. You do. I like writing prompts. They're fun just to be creative with. Thank you, ma'am. And sometimes they turn into short stories. That is true. I don't use writing prompts. I have PTSD from high school and freshman college. Oh my goodness. I can kind of see that. I didn't really use the writing prompts my English professor or teacher handed out. So yeah, I can understand that. Okay. Okay, let's try this again. Hi, Kay. It's good to see you. We're talking about writing prompts. I mean, I could probably do it around you guys because you're writers, but yeah. Okay, so let's try that again. So if you go to my Crow site and you click contact and you click sign up, it should redirect you. Yes, it worked. So, yay! I felt like Calvin Hobbes when it came to writing prompts. The other students would be like, what's wrong with you? Oh, no. No, I used to do, one reason I like writing prompts is because one of the ways I really got started writing outside of high school, because I was a late bloomer to college. I didn't go into college until I was in my 30s. Yay, it works now. So sign up for that newsletter. Find out about the Kindle Vella and Wattpads. Yay. Apparently I didn't hit publish after I set it up. What I was trying to say is after high school, I really got into writing when I found this writing group at 5-Star Coffee Shop in Fort Worth. It was called 5-Star 5-Minute Writing. I was a late bloomer too. I didn't start till I was 27 and didn't finish until I was 44. Wow. Yeah, I didn't finish. I was getting my bachelor's in psychology and was like a semester or so away from starting my master's degree. And my life got turned upside down and I rethought that process. So now I'm a writer, a coach and mentor. So not too bad. But the 5-minute writing was really awesome. And if you've never done 5-minute writing, it is fantastic and so easy to do. And it's really fun because anybody can write for 5 minutes. Life got in the way. Yep. Yep, it does, doesn't it? You have a plan and then life goes 90-degree turn. I was singing along to Queen in the car, so I'm a little hoarse today. My life got turned this way and that just as I was preparing for the last semester of my senior year in my BA program. Oh, so many of us were BAs, huh? Yeah. I was getting my Bachelor of Arts in Psychology at Texas Wesleyan. Go Rams. But 5-minute writing, you went and you brought your notebook and they had this little jar and they would give you a sticky note and you could write anything you wanted. University of Alabama, HD says. So you wrote a word or phrase on this sticky note and then you put it in the jar and they would pull one and read it out to everybody and then set a timer for 5 minutes. And they didn't care if you wrote your grocery list, whatever it was. You just wrote for 5 minutes. And sometimes you were racking your brain for 5 minutes and you didn't get anything more than the prompt written down. We got a BS though. BS in forensic psychology. Ooh, that is a cool, huh?
I would do good on writing mystery books.
Yeah, that's a cool one. I wish I would have thought about forensic psychology. Ooh. I was going to go into sex therapy. That's what mine was going to be. Adult therapy with sex therapy specialization. So, yeah, but it didn't happen. And sometimes you would, write your grocery list or just the prompt. That's all you could come up with. Sometimes you would come up with poetry ideas. Sometimes you would come up with something big and you would just be like, that timer would go off and you'd be like, no, let me make a note for later. And, it would just boom, strike you. And so I highly recommend taking a prompt, set a timer for 5 minutes. You might get something that's worthwhile. You never know. So try 5-minute writing or 5-minute journaling. It's a really great process. Currently doing my MFA in English and creative writing. Combining the two is awesome. Oh, I bet that's cool. You're all ahead of us going for creative writing. But yeah, I highly recommend 5-minute writing or 5-minute journaling. I know some people do morning pages, which is a timed journaling where you do it for 10 minutes. If you haven't tried these processes or want to know a little bit more about 5-minute writing or anything like that, post a comment down below or message me and I'll be happy to chat with you about it. And, it's fun to do in a group. I wish we were doing it still. We were doing it for a little while. But then COVID hit and it was like, nope. I wasn't trying to say I was ahead. Sorry. No. No, you're fine, Kay. No, sorry. It just means I can go to you for questions. Because I have dyslexia. So I am a disabled writer. In that way, I have dyslexia, and it comes across in my first drafts a lot. I not only flip letters, or my words might be missing letters or have extra letters added in, but I also write sentences slightly off because they sound fine up here. And my fingers are going, and then I go to read them, and we realize that I've moved the subject. So, yeah, it doesn't mean that I can't write. Obviously, it can. It means that I take longer for the editing process. Luckily, I have some great tools. I have some great friends that help me out with that. I wouldn't be able to do this without them. And yeah, so if out there, if there's any writer that feels like they can't write because they're dyslexic or ADHD or anything like that.
Or a dog and a rooster. Destiny, get out of there. Destiny!
Sit. No, ma'am. No, ma'am. It is not the time for this. No.
Do you need to go to your room?
You need to go to your room. You need to lay down. Why don't you lay down? Lay down. Hey, AJ. I'm gonna have Okay, we're gonna go show them through the open door that it's okay. I do have a sassy puppy. No, ma'am. No, ma'am. Okay, hold on. Jen's going to rescue us all. We have Border Collie Black Lab mix, and the Border Collie feels that everything she can see is her territory. We have a sassy one too. She likes to tell us off all the time. Oh yeah. Oh my goodness. So yeah, try 5-minute writing. I highly recommend it. I have no idea what I was talking about before that. Oh, if you're a puppy, you can write too, I guess.
That's what writing art's for.
Jen said that's what voice to text is for, right? She wants to know if she can write, even though she's a puppy. Oh, puppies. All right. You know, they drive me crazy, but I absolutely love them. And I couldn't imagine my life without them. So, are we ready? Are we ready to start the next chapter, everybody? Of course, we are reading from The Fire Inside, which is book 2 of the Fire series. If you would like to hear the previous chapters, because we're on chapter 9 today, if you'd like to read the previous chapters, head over to my channel. And there's a playlist of Tea Time in The Fire Inside. If you would like to hear the previous book, book 1, Into the Fire, there's a playlist for that too. So a little promo. And of course, if you'd like to get these books, link in the description down below to my Amazon. My puppy is pretty quiet and she was very curious with the barking, but didn't answer back. Oh, Destiny would answer back. We've had her answer puppies on the television, kitties on the television, car door slamming on the television, car alarms on the television. Yay, playlists. Yep. All right, let me get our banner here. All right, so people know what we're doing. All right, we're going to start chapter 9, which is Anna's chapter. Tony puts his phone away when I step from the therapist's office into the waiting room. A nostalgic smile lights his handsome face that makes me misstep and catch my breath. Shaking my head at myself, I schedule my next appointment with a receptionist. A fair-skinned, wide-faced, tall man with disheveled, woolly gray hair walks in the door while I pick the date. I'm not exactly sure why Tony's body tenses and the other notices. The two of them silently clash with one another for a moment until the latter looks away. Tony rushes me out of the office as soon as he can, the vibrating tension filling the elevator. We're so close the whole way back to the car we're almost touching. Once on the road, I pull out my journal as the tension eases away. I trust Tony to get us home safely and don't bother to pay attention while he drives. Miss Larson, my therapist, wants me to write a letter to myself. Putting pen to paper, I write what the hell this is I'm doing and why I'm doing it in the first place. Would you like to come to dinner with my family tonight? Tony asks, stopping me in mid-sentence. I smile at the memory of his family when he was under my father's command. I would love to. I have missed Valentina and Norberto. My sister and her husband will be there too, he adds with a laugh. You can always back out. Oh, Gabby, that's awesome. It's like a family reunion, I laugh as well. I haven't met her husband yet. With a smile on my face, I return to my journal. But suddenly remember, Dad's coming over to the apartment for lunch. I adjust my hardback journal and continue writing. We'll give you both some space, he says as I look over what I've written already. Letter to Myself project. My therapist suggested I write a letter to my future self as a recovery method to help with the trauma. So here I am, Anna, not exactly sure what I'm supposed to tell you. Everything sucks right now. The actual nightmare is living every day. Tony is a reminder of what could have been. I want to blame him. It'd be easier if I could lay it all at his feet. It isn't true, though, and I recognize that. He rejected me, but I never considered what it would mean for him if he dated me. I'm the one who pressured him and pinned my future on his answer. I could have made better decisions. I'm the one who jumped into a relationship with Sebastian and lived with him too soon. Part of me wants a simple answer. I want to connect the dots and find where everything went wrong. My therapist says this is normal. Our mind tries to find an easy answer so we can avoid trauma in the future, but there are no simple answers. The therapist says things will get better and that it's important to be patient with myself, find goals, and get back to work. Tony took me to the trial and sat beside me every day. He was there, encouraging me with his silent strength while I was on the stand as lawyers asked horrible and agonizing questions. Why is he being so wonderful? Is Tony helping me because he wants me to be here? Because he wants to be here? He lets me rant, keeps me together as my world crumbles around me. It takes it he takes it when I lash out. The other day I beat on his chest with my fists and he let me. Why did he let me do it? He didn't cover up my tears with words. He didn't ask me to stop crying. Instead, he's here for me, not taking from me, but giving me strength. I need to place the blame in the right place. I made choices I can't take back. I let Sebastian into my life and I let him abuse me. No one made him do those things. I stayed with Sebastian, even though I realized it was unhealthy and toxic. I get to be as crazy and take from others, right? No, I don't. That isn't who I want to be. But I can't stop the pain and the desire to hurt someone. I promise you, my future self, I'm going to make it through this with as much dignity as I can. I'm already making plans. It isn't Tony's fault. Blaming him won't get me anywhere. I never considered that day from his point of view. I only saw my hurt and my pain. My flight and desperate need to be loved led me to Sebastian. I made those choices that led me to this path. I can make new choices and find a fresh path. The SUV shifts into park, bringing me out of my thoughts. Tony unlocks his phone and taps an application as I glance over my shoulder at my apartment door. Elliot's tall, lean, muscled frame fills the doorway. We shouldn't need this much security. Surely you guys can head back to your lives? I ask Tony as he opens my door. I'm afraid not. Can we talk about it when we get inside, though? He wants me out of danger before we do. Something's up, something more than just my com- commentary about the security. So I nod, and we make our way inside to the cool apartment. There's still a sense of uncleanliness about the place. It doesn't even smell like home. My body aches to have that feeling back. Do you want all the guys here first? I asked Tony, since he is already pulling out his phone and dialing. That answers my question. I guess we're waiting. Let me go make those assistant job postings while we wait. I lose myself in doing postings and checking my social media. The thumping footsteps filling my apartment brings me back into reality. The danger hasn't passed. I wheel my office chair to a seating area in the living room. Okay, let's have it. I look at Tony expectantly. I noticed a red Jeep Cherokee on our way to the therapist's office. That crosshair feeling crawled on the back of my neck as we were finishing up. Tony's leaning against the wall, his body turned in my direction. The guys take all this information in, and Walt makes notes. Elliot pulls out his laptop and taps on the keys. What do you want me to do? I ask. Have lunch with your dad. Go about your plans. I would like you to still come to dinner with my family. His hands sink through his hair, his dark earth brown hair, causing furrows in the thick strands as his fingers plow through the soft tresses. His shoulders sag under the weight of the job. Will you let us handle this new threat? It might just be me being paranoid. As soon as you confirm it's actually nothing, you guys should go back home. Get on with your lives, I announce. They all look at me and then over at Tony. They remind me of children waiting for mom and dad to figure out who's in charge. I can't help it. I laugh out loud at the sight. They all swing their heads back in my direction, and I lose it, wrapping my arm around my waist as my whole body shakes with genuine laughter. I continue until tears stream down my cheeks. After the family meeting, the guys take off except for Elliot and Tony, who order my dad and me lunch. Elliot answers the door when lunch arrives, and a few minutes later, Dad shows up. Fleeing for a walk, Elliot says after I thank him for taking care of lunch and walks out the door. I know he's inspecting the neighborhood. Dad gives him a fatherly pat on the shoulder as he goes. How are you doing, Dad? I walk into his outstretched arms, bringing my face into his barrel chest. Better now that I'm here. We move to the kitchen table, me tucked under his arm. This is the first time that I've felt safe in so long. We each pick a sandwich from the tray and sit. The taste of cold, sweet tea fills my mouth, refreshing and familiar. I don't press Dad for answers or a conversation. I know how to let him come to his point when he's ready. He puts his food down, takes a deep breath. Anna, I'm sorry. It was my duty to be in the courtroom with you and at the hospital. I can't fix that, but I've done what I could. This gang lingers on my butcher block table, then regards me and the healing bruises on my neck. They were yellow when I saw them in the mirror this morning, but still clearly visible if you were looking for them. I realized if I saw how much pain you were in, I would have done something illegal. If I had been in the courtroom listening to what that thing, it's a disservice to humans to call him one, did to you, I would have done worse. He swivels his gaze away from my neck and up into my eyes. I recognize your need for justice and closure. You couldn't have gotten those things if I made those calls. I'd have gone to jail and I would have risked someone else's life to do the things I asked. I'm sorry my need for vengeance could have outweighed your need for comfort. I am sorry. He finishes glaring at his clasped hands on the tabletop. Dad, I love you. I thought it might have been hard for you, and connecting the dots, I'm not hurt that you couldn't be there. You sent the best you had to take care of me. It seems I'll need them for a while longer. I forgive and absolve him. We continue our lunch talking about a procedural Navy crime show he watches. I tell him about having dinner with Tony's family tonight. He asks me to say hello to them. Elliot comes back as Dad is ready to leave. It seems a little too contrived. It makes me snicker. I'm sure Tony texted Elliot the perfect time to return and report. Sit rep, Tony asks Elliot after my father heads out to his black F-150 pickup. Whoever was following you this morning is exceptional. I saw the car you described drive by once. They have training. The only reason we're catching it is because our training. Anyone else wouldn't have a clue. I let the conversation be white noise as I walk to my workstation. I check over the designs to see if they are ready and head to the makers, making lists of what else needs to be done until it's time to leave for dinner. We pull up in front of Tony's childhood home, a sprawling single story in the Westworth village. Without incident, his family owns several Italian restaurants in the DFW area. I even worked as a waitress at one of them when I was in school. Solar lights illuminate the brick walks to the front door, making little warm balls of golden light. It's been years since I visited the Lisi clan. Valentina flings the door open and scoops me into her warm embrace. She smells of garlic and tomatoes and a subtle floral fragrance all her own. Oh, Teroso, why did you let it be so long? She asks as I burrow into her neck. Other than my aunt, she's the only mother-like figure in my life. I'm sorry, Valentina. I'm surprised to notice wetness on my cheeks. It is okay, caro mio. We fix it now. You are here and safe, she whispers, pulling away from me as she can get a better look at me. She runs her thumbs under my eyes to wipe away tears. We need to feed you. You are skin and bone. Tony, why didn't you bring her here sooner? I can't help but smile at the discomfort on his face. I brought her, Mama, he replies, and ushers us inside the refreshingly cool house. The warm colors say so much about his family. Everything is like I remember it. Tony was the only team member to grow up here, so they adopted all of us as Lisi children. Even my father came to family dinners a few times. My dining table groans. The dining table groans under the massive amounts of food, with more coming out of the kitchen with Valentino's husband, Roberto, who the family calls Berto, and a younger man I don't recognize. Tony hasn't mentioned anything about his younger brother, Nick, so if he'll be home too. He should be in college by now. Wow, how time has flown. Anna, this is Silvesto, our Gabby's husband, Berto introduces the young man with his elbow, while keeping the platter of what appears to be pork chops stable. Lovely to meet you, Silvesto. I smile at the man who has braved the Lisi clan for Gabby. You can call me Sil, Anna. Gabby walks in. You can call him Sil, Anna. Gabby walks into the dining room behind us to give me a hug. Gabby is the female version of Tony, made shorter, rounder, and softer. You'd almost take them for twins, but they're a year and a half apart in age. Nick was a surprise years after they were born. Tony pulls out a chair for me. Berto and Sil do the same for the other women in the family. I smile at him and take the chair. It wasn't any wonder how easy it had been to fall in love with Tony when I was younger. Handsome, honorable, well mannered, and it's a wonder he isn't married by now. Platters of food circle the table, much like the conversation, though I ask my most pressing question first. How's Nick doing in college? Well, got a special award for his charity work in his fraternity last semester. Valentino passes a platter of stuffed calamari to Gabby. He moved into his dorm last weekend at Texas Wesleyan, Berto adds. I watch Tony, and his smile is full of pride at his little brother's accomplishments. If you want to learn who Tony is, all you have to do is meet his family. How is Travis doing? Who's taking care of him while you are here? His mother asks. I realize Tony's boss hasn't escaped the clutches of the Lisi family either. Not bad. He's healing well. I have a friend stepping in for me. The danger for him and his girlfriend has passed. They recently traveled to Oklahoma to visit his family. Things are getting pretty serious. Tony has mentioned Raven and how much he enjoys her cooking. I wasn't about to tell that to Valentino, though. Speaking of Travis, I have an idea for your autumn lingerie line shoot. Tony turns to me. We could go to Seattle. The fall colors are better than anything here in North Texas. I'm pretty sure Raven and her best friend Mallory would love to model for your line. They'd be avid fans and customers. I stare at him in surprise, my hand going to my heart in shock. He was paying attention to my business stuff while I was rambling over breakfast. He wants to help, even with the new threat looming? You could stay with them or at my apartment while we're there. It would save more money from your budget. He fills in the silence I left. I think about how thoughtful he is. Oh, yes, Seattle is gorgeous. We made it a few years ago to visit Tony, Valentina adds with a covert smile. Dinner continues, and as usual, as the Lisi home, I haven't saved room for dessert, which is unfortunate as it's one of my favorites, tiramisu. After everyone pushes their plates away, the guys rise from the table. They collect dirty plates and platters, taking them into the kitchen. Be nice, Tony says to his mother as he kisses her cheek in passing. I don't know why he worries, she says with a small, cheeky grin. She motions for me to follow her and Gabby into the living room. This was my favorite room when I visited. Comfy, cushy chairs fill the space in a conversational circle. A fireplace fills one wall, its mantel topped with family portraits. One is of Tony in his late high school days. Having a seat, Valentina pulls out a knitting project. The yarn is deep blue with metallic thread running through it, like a night sky filled with stars. The click of the metal needles is a comfortable sound, and soon I'm fighting to keep from drifting off to sleep. You look better than I feared, but you still have a long road of healing. Valentina breaks the silence. My heart rate increases at her words, and I find I'm no longer sleepy. Sorry, dear. I didn't mean to startle you. I'm glad Tony can be here for you and keep you safe. Her words fill me with warmth as I talk about how much Tony and the guys have done for me already. And it seems I'm not out of the woods yet, I tell them. What do you mean? I thought your ex was in jail. Gabby lowers her phone to her lap, her scrolling forgotten. It seems he has a long reach, no matter where he is. I tell them about Dyer hacking my system and how I'm being followed by some kind of professional. Both Valentina and Gabby sign themselves with a cross. I know they had hoped Sebastian being found guilty was the end of my woes. I felt the same way. I'm getting back to work on my clothing line, though. Right now I'm looking for an assistant to help since I'm so far behind. Things are moving forward no matter what gets thrown at me, I say with animation, realizing a moment later I've lifted a fist and shook it a little, as if rousing myself with a battle cry. Embarrassed, I lower my hand back to my lap. I know you will succeed. Valentina gives me a parental smile. The clicking of her needle stops as she regards someone behind me. I just turn to see what captured her attention and find Tony standing in the doorway, pride shining in his eyes. I'll get Anna back home, Mom. The dishes are going and we've finished cleaning. He comes around my chair and bends to kiss his mom on the forehead. I once yearned for this kind of family relationship. I make the rounds of hugs and have a handshake from Seversto. I remember little more than getting in the SUV before my eyelids part as Tony calls my name from the open car door in my apartment parking space. Nate stands in my front doorway, waiting for us with a funny smile on his face. Let's get you in bed before you pass out again, Tony says as I fumble with the seatbelt. The next day kicks off with interviews. First is Leah Alexander. It's so strange how much we resemble each other, from our curly blonde tresses and curvy frame to our colorful dress sense. The only difference is in height. She towers over me, over my 5'2" height. I like her and hope we can connect outside of work. Working with a doppelganger would be too strange, but meeting her was interesting. She went into the maybe stack. Paige Flores comes in Wednesday evening, and is an instant we click. Paige is a curvy Latina firecracker who matches my sense of humor. Her shoulder-length chocolate brown hair has rich tones and caramel highlights that set off her hazel eyes to perfection. I hire her on the spot, having Tony's background check giving me the confidence to do it. She starts work the following Thursday, taking the change with grace. All right, I'm wondering if I have to prepare for this, Paige tells me. I know you mentioned a security team during the orientation. This is a little more than I had imagined. She motions around the room, taking in Tony and Malcolm. After turning my attention away from my computer screen, I turn to her and say, honestly, after my ex-boyfriend was sentenced, she nods for me to continue. Well, it was a little more interesting than a domestic violence case. Paige makes a shocking sound and clutches her chest in sympathy. It's possible someone might be following me. I want to be completely honest with her. I heard about the trial. She shakes her head with a smile. She corrects herself, but I meant, should I always be ready for all the sexy distractions? After a pause, concern crosses her face. Do I need to worry about being followed too? Don't worry, you're being followed. By us, Elliot teases, as he comes in the front door. What he means is, Tony clarifies while glaring at Elliot, since you work for Anna, we have extend our security to you. One guy will follow you home, and they'll make passes by your place multiple times. Elliot winks at Paige and I. Okay, I can do this, I guess. I'll see you tomorrow. Paige gathers her things and waves as she closes the door. I have to give her credit for taking it so well. I assumed since Elliot left, he would be the one to follow her home tonight. Tony, is the offer to work in Seattle still a thing? I ask him once she's gone. I can make it happen any time. A smile crosses his face. Just say the word, and I'll get it all planned out, he adds. Word. I give him a little grin of my own and go back to emailing contacts. Oh, and get me Raven and Mallory's measurements, too, I add in an afterthought. Seattle, here I come. I hope you enjoyed Chapter 9. And make sure to check out, I have a few things for you guys. Raven's Cookbook. All the proceeds go to our charity Meals on Wheels America this year. Also, if you would like to take my workshop, Social Media for Authors, I am going to be doing that. Make sure to go to our Linktree address. Give me just a second. And sign up for the workshop so you can get the private YouTube link. Moving on with life. Yep. I had forgotten all about Paige. Shame on me. Also, our writer of the month that we are focusing on is D.H. Torkovan. Give her a check out. Her book on Fairy Wing on Amazon. And get a chance to win a copy of The Fire Inside by Being Caught Reading. So what you need to do is take a selfie of you reading anywhere and tag me on social media using the hashtag #GetCaughtReadingAndWin, and you'll be put into to win a copy of The Fire Inside and some swag. Also, join our Facebook group, Bookapalooza. And if you go to the Linktree address, you'll get the link to that Facebook group, because I will have some books and goodies to give out. Woohoo! Also, if you're an author or writer and you want to know what to do now that you've written your Camp Nano project, book a free consultation with me at buymeacoffee.com/essaycrow. Links are down below. So it's been lovely to spend time with you guys. I hope you have a fantastic day. And of course, I would like to thank my Cup members. They are my subscribers. I have Cup memberships all the way from $1 to $20. And thank you to them. They are awesome, and I couldn't do all of this stuff without you. You're actually helping me with Notion AI, so thank you so much. Take care. Be safe, everybody, and I'll see you later.